What's up, Cardinal fans? Welcome back into Coca's Pizza here in Canfield, the sponsor for our Canfield Football Coaches Corners and player profiles all season long. We are joined by another senior lineman. We bring to the table Evan Parker, a 2-year letter winner for the Cardinals, a starter at left guard. He starts all over the place defensively as well. Evan, thanks for coming out here tonight, man.
Thanks for having me.
So you're one of the more experienced guys that returns to the line. I know we just had Dom on, who was a 1-year letter winner. You're a 2-year letter winner, has been playing a lot of football since your sophomore season. Is that something you've tried to bring to the table this year, knowing that you're kind of the leader up front now for this team?
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, we got a lot of experienced guys on the line, having 4 guys coming back, but I think we're all equally leaders. I don't see one guy on the line as the leader of the line. I think we're all there as a pack.
Now, what's your favorite position to play? I mean, we talked about this before we hopped on. You've been all over the place, starting at left guard, and defensively, you've been everywhere. I mean, what's your favorite position to play out of all of them?
I think left guard has got to be my favorite. I think since any time I can remember playing football, I've been left guard, even in the younger years.
This defense has been really stout this year for Canfield. I mean, you guys have been really good, especially against Poland. Only allowed 53 yards in that first half against the Bulldogs. What makes you guys so good? What are you guys doing in practice? And, what do you see on a day-to-day basis from your defense?
I'm seeing that intensity in practice, and we've been working on the fundamentals a lot recently. So I think working on that week by week, really improving the intensity and all that.
Coach Simonero has been a leader for this program as the lineman coach for a long time. What are some things that you have taken away from him and that you've implemented into your style now at Canfield?
I think everything I've learned as an offensive lineman has came from him. I mean, before coming to varsity football, I didn't have any footwork at all, and now I'm working on it. I'm getting up there.
Senior season, this is a big one, starting off 3-0. How's that feeling right now in the locker room, knowing you guys are unbeaten after beating 2 big squads, West Branch and Bellevue right off the rip, and then you take down your rival in Poland last Friday. So what's the feeling right now in the locker room? It's got to feel good, 3-0.
It's a terrific feeling right after the games, but once we get back to practice on Monday, it's back to the week by week of getting ready for the game.
Same thing for you. You didn't get the opportunity to play Poland one of those years that you were playing. You returned back your junior and senior season. You beat the Bulldogs 2 wins in a row. How's that feel, getting that rivalry back and into your hands, knowing that you were ever undefeated against the Poland Bulldogs throughout your career?
Yeah, it's a great feeling just seeing that trophy in the locker room. It's great to know that anytime I see anyone from Poland, they know that we beat them and we're undefeated.
We talked about this with Dom. I think he was back squatting 500 pounds. I mean, you seem like a big guy too, as I know you're big in the weight room. What is your favorite lift to do, and how much weight you putting on there?
Although it might be a little dangerous for me, deadlift has got to be my favorite. And I've hit a PR of 555 for 2.
555 for 2.
Yeah.
Now, if you went to the Canfield Fair, they were doing deadlifts for 300 pounds. If you picked up that bar with 300, how many times were you able to get that?
I was looking at it, and I didn't go for it, but I think I probably would have got it for maybe like 30 reps if I really wanted to.
I think you got a T-shirt and whatever else you wanted from there. They'd probably try and recruit you after that.
Yeah.
All right, we move on. Evan Parker here, 2-year letter winner for the Canfield Cardinals, 2-year starter, now at left guard. And, you've had a lot of great memories, a lot of great playoff runs with this team. What motivated you guys in the offseason and maybe personally to get better and, try and take down the Chardon Hilltoppers in your senior season?
Yeah, those losses to Chardon, seeing all those seniors after the game really makes me want to avenge them and get some revenge on those guys. And especially just because we have that camaraderie with the senior group, I think we're really gonna do very well this year with coming into the playoffs.
I agree 100%, but it all starts with week number 4 to stay unbeaten against St. Thomas More. We talked a little bit about the uncertainty of this squad, not seeing much on film, but, it's got to be an exciting matchup for you guys, taking on a team out of the country. They're coming down from Canada. So what's kind of the talk of the locker room right now, and how excited is this squad to take on a different opponent?
We're very excited to play this team. For some reason, we have this nationalism about USA versus Canada going on. But it's a weird dynamic not having much film on them. But I think we're going to pull through with our fundamentals.
Evan, big guy in the weight room, big football guy. Any other hobbies that you have outside of football that you enjoy doing?
Kind of just hanging out with my friends and relaxing with them. And then probably playing some video games. That's about it.
What's your favorite video game to play?
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. All right. New one's coming out, right?
Yeah.
Pretty soon. I think November or something.
Yeah.
Looking back, what's your favorite video game to play? I know you could rattle off a lot of them, but if you look back, what is your favorite?
Probably the one that I've spent the most time with my friends with is Call of Duty World War II.
Okay. Yeah, that's a throwback there.
Yeah.
For you, when you step foot on that field, any pregame rituals that you do before the game?
I've tried some pregame rituals with like just always wearing a hat before a game, but I think we when we lost to Dover, I was wearing a hat, and then for the rest of the season, I didn't wear a hat. And then I tried it again in the playoffs when we played Hubbard, and then it worked. So I don't know. It just doesn't really work for me.
You got the opportunity to wear another hat against Dover. You're taking on the Crimson Tornadoes in a couple of weeks at their place, so that should be a fun matchup. When you take a long bus ride, I've heard everything from country, rock, hip hop. What is your go-to playlist so far?
I think we got to go with country because every single time in the back of the bus we have one of our teammates who's going to bring a speaker and play some country while we're riding there.
Okay, who's the go-to artist? I mean, you got Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs nowadays. Who's the guy that's on there?
My favorite country artist has got to be Kenny Chesney.
Okay.
I like that beach country a little bit more.
Okay, yeah. I mean, he was recently in Pittsburgh. Did you get a chance to go see him?
I did not.
No. Yeah, I mean, that was a lot of money to get there and a lot of people in Pittsburgh. So Kenny Chesney guy here and Evan Parker, I dig that. I'm a big fan of that. When you take the field, you're playing on both sides of the football, so you're getting tired. You go to any Gatorade or any electrolytes to get you going, or are you going straight to the water tank?
Honestly, whatever one of the water boys hands me first, it doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, that's good. Outside of the locker room, maybe some of your favorite guys to hang out with?
Got to be Dito, who just did an interview. One of our other offensive linemen, Ethan Whited, Jimmy Scherer, Noah Frank, one of our defensive linemen. Those are the guys I hang out with. All
right, so this lineman core is pretty tight, huh? I mean, what's it like being a part of the senior class and being a part of the lineman crew now that you guys are all really experienced? You've had some varsity time in the past. So how much does that help that you guys hang out off the field, and does that ever translate during the games?
It definitely does. That having that camaraderie and trust on the field, especially with Dito, since he's my left tackle, it's great because I know he's going to be there for me at all times.
Now, defensively, kind of preview what positions you play defensively. You've been moved around a little bit, but where are we going to see you defensively this year?
I think I'm solidified at 5 tech right now.
Okay.
I'm probably not going to see much time unless one of our starting guys in the rotation goes down, but I'm always going to be there.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of like Dom DiDonato was last year, right? I mean, he was the fill-in guy on the offensive line, and now you're that fill-in guy on the defensive side as well. But what did you do in the offseason to kind of prepare for that? Because you never know if somebody goes down, that spot is going to be yours. You're going to have to be conditioned and trained to play that. What did you do in the offseason to kind of prepare for that?
I focused a lot on speed training, but I think the thing I did the most was lifting. I improved my PRs by like 100 pounds on every single lift, so kind of got some work in.
Maybe give a shout out to some of your parents and your friends and family who are able to come out and watch you every Friday night. The parents that have been there when you started playing Pee Wee football all the way up to your high school years, maybe give a little bit of a shout out there to your support system.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for my mom. She's been able to come to every single game of football that I've ever played. I love looking up in the stands, like when we come off the field when we're winning, and seeing my mom happy in the stands. It's a great feeling.
Now, for you, personal goals, senior year, you've been playing varsity football for a long time. You've seen the ups, you've seen the downs with this program. What are some personal goals for you?
My personal goals is kind of just to get some cool looking highlights. Like, I mean, I had a lot of pancakes last year, but none of them were like really cool looking. So I'm trying to get some good pancakes this year.
Now, any future plans for you trying to send those highlights to some schools to advance your career in playing college, or are you more focused on the academic side?
I'm more focused on the academic side. I'm probably going to go to college to be an air traffic controller.
Really?
Yeah.
That's going to be a really cool job. A lot of responsibility there.
Yeah.
What schools offer that major to be an air traffic controller? Is it a different type of trade?
It's certain schools have the program for that. I'm looking more at Oklahoma University, and I've talked to them a lot. I think I'm probably going to go there.
Now, what got you into that? I mean,
just we had a family friend who got into it, makes a lot of money. Seems like a very easy job.
Well, it's easy until something goes awry, and then you're the guy that has all the weight on his shoulders. But moving forward, team goals. I know you've had a couple tough losses in the past, but what are your team goals this year?
It's always to beat Chardon, get out of the region, and always to win every single week.
It's going to be a tough region this year when you look at it. You got a lot of good teams. Chardon's one of them, Talmadge, Ursuline, but your schedule prepares you guys for that postseason run. Out of your 3 years playing some varsity time, what's been the hardest schedule that you have endured? Is it this year or the past couple of years?
I think regular season, it's probably going to be this year. I think we've got a lot of great teams, especially at the beginning of the season. Got a lot of hard teams to work with.
Last year was a great year for you guys. Being able to watch you block on the offensive line was tremendous. And you had a guy like Michael Crawford who was kind of a bulldozer, right? He was able to move and plow people over. But this year you guys got the speed. How has that kind of changed offensively for this line, knowing that you got Danny Inglis back there who's going to get some carries and that dude could fly?
Yeah. It's great having that speed. Last year we made a lot of jokes about Smalls being a little bit too fat and not being able to run that fast, but having Dan in the backfield is great because we know he's gonna beat out those guys on the long run.
I mean, Smalls might have been bigger, but that dude was a bulldozer. He was fun to watch. He was a great running back. He averaged over 5 yards per carry, and he set you guys up every single time. He's now at Ohio State. And then Danny Inglis, who this year has been able to bust out some big-time runs, being able to be a part of the senior class. So many athletes when you look at it. Some guys that are getting some looks to go play in college. Talk to A.J. Murphy last week. You got Brock Lowry going to Indiana. What's it been like playing with such a talented senior class, including yourself?
Yeah, it's terrific playing with all these guys, especially Brock, such a talented guy, and especially for how humble he is. It's great playing with these guys.
Now, finally, for you, this is one of your best years. You get a third-year letter winner. What kind of mark do you want to leave on this Canfield program? When you leave and they look at Evan Parker, what do you want to leave behind?
I'd love to leave behind the legacy of just a team player, just a guy who's always working hard. Hopefully I'm one of those guys that's like Michael Mininock, who is one of like the scary guys on the offensive line, who's always killing everyone every play, but we'll see how it goes.
Evan, we appreciate your time coming out tonight. Our second offensive lineman that we talked to, Evan Parker, is third year, and he's going to be another letter winner for the Canfield Cardinals, a staple for this offensive line the past couple years. This player profile has been brought to you by Coca's Pizza. Evan, once again, thanks for coming out, man, and good luck on Friday night.
Thank you for having me.
Mike Pavlansky, the head coach, coming up next for Canfield. This one brought to you by Coca's Pizza.